Hey, how you buckaroos? How the heck are you? I'm not really here. Just trying to set a mood. I don't typically do live video on a Sunday because I work Monday, and tomorrow being Memorial Day, going a little bit earlier than usual. But I didn't get around to doing a live video Friday or Saturday for my birthday yesterday. It was just too much going on. At one point, I thought about it, but there was just no. Actually, once the party started, it never even crossed my mind again. And by the time I got home, I was too buzzed to even consider it. But anyway, I thought I'd do a kind of a recap here, show you some of the stuff. I wasn't expecting any presents, to be honest with you, because I think my wife had put on the invitation, no presents or whatever. But anyways, folks said they were going to do what they were going to do anyway, and it didn't matter. Let me fix this real fast. Fix it so just friends can see. There we go. Now we're in business. So yeah, I got several things that I didn't that I wasn't expecting. Here's a beer that that I haven't had before. Scottish. Not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but anyway, Scottish lager craft beer. It is limited edition, created by Goler. It is 5.9% of smoked Scottish lager, I believe it says. Let me show that to you. It's got a beautiful color, though. Here. Got to pour it in my right-handed pheasant glass because if I hold it with my left hand, you can't see the pheasant. Anyways, Slancha, and thanks for everybody for the party yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Oh wow! Wow, that nose is crazy. Definitely feel that smoke on the nose. It is certainly a smoked lager. Oh, that's gorgeous. I ended up drinking mostly whiskey for my birthday. Held it at Banter where I work, but so I've got my mug out there, and I when I got there, Ryan poured me wanted half of a 66. I was just gonna have a half here and there, but I ended up not having any more beer the rest of the 2 hours. I ended up kept leaving it in places because some friends gave me some whiskey, and other friends brought whiskey in to sample, and it was just wow, man. So anyway, show you the so Brian and Jason, I think, went in with him. Got me the Weller, the original wheated bourbon special reserve at 90 proof. The original wheated bourbon, it says Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. I didn't drink all that myself, just so you are aware. I did not, man. uh, now we were sharing, man. It was one of those kind of parties. W.L. Weller was born in Kentucky in the year 1825 after serving with the Louisville Brigade. In the 1940s, Weller returned to Louisville to open his wholesale liquor business. He is reported to have used the slogan honest whiskey at an honest price. His wheated recipe bourbon had a softer, smoother taste that became very popular. Pappy Van Winkle eventually merged Weller's namesake company with the P.H. Stitzel Distillery to form the Stitzel Weller Distillery. This delicate bourbon with hints of caramel and honey honors one of America's first whiskey pioneers. It's very good whiskey. And then I believe this one came from Anna and Levi. I kind of lost track who gave me what. So if I'm wrong, I apologize. Anyway, a wise man, guided by wisdom and crafted with knowledge, the Wise Man American Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This one is also a little bit over 90.8. Kentucky Owl. The artisanal traditions and heritage of Charles M. Dedman and the Kentucky Owl brand have been preserved to ensure that the outstanding quality and spirit of the brand continue withstanding the test of time. And then, gosh, I can't remember who gave me this one now. This one might have been, I think this one was Tyler, but if I'm wrong, I apologize. This is the Teeling small batch. He knows I like Irish whiskey. We're both of Irish ancestry. This one is 92 proof, I believe that says. Yeah, 46%. Let me show you that. Product of Ireland, 46% or 92 proof, small batch Irish whiskey, crafted and bottled by Teeling Whiskey Company, Newmarket, Dublin, Ireland. Show you that. Got some really good stuff, man. I made out well. Let's go back to that beer. I am going to have some whiskey with you, but I want to finish this beer up first. It gave me a lot of beer too. That was from my bosses and coworkers. Yeah, they also got me this. There's a lot of different beers in there and some other things, but they also got me this. There's this cocktail bitter set, and I think it all came together. I honestly kind of lost track of who gave what to who at this point, but there's 6 in here. There's a cherry, orange, the spicy bonfire. I'm really interested in. Golden aromatic. I'm really not sure what that is, to be honest. Strong water makes really good. There's a cherry bourbon over there. There's a black walnut as well. Lavender. And then orange citrus. I'm not sure what the golden is, to be honest with you. I have to leave that one out and see. I haven't opened any of them yet, but I'm curious what this one smells like. A little spicy. Turmeric. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, turmeric, cardamom. Yeah, makes sense to what I was smelling. Spice, cinnamon, allspice. I'm really curious about that one. But this cinnamon bonfire as well, or spicy bonfire, it says. Let me see. The ingredients on that one are a habanero. Oh, it's going to have a bite. We're going to do something special with this one. Habanero, jalapeno, green chili, lime zest, and lime leaf. Okay, I need to do something really special with that. Probably need to get some mezcal there. Mercy, let me pour the rest of this beer in here. One of them big European bottles. I can get the rest of it in there without spilling. There we go. It's really good. I do like a Rausch beer. They don't refer to this as a Rausch beer on the label because it's not German and Scottish, but it's kind of got the same thing going on. That smoked lager kind of feel. That look at that color, that deep golden or amber. Ah, man, that's good. As always, anybody watching, if you have any questions, hey, just throw it at me. So I had a lot of fun at my birthday yesterday. A lot of folks brought. My wife spent a lot of time making some stuff. I worked hard all week, which was kind of a bummer for her because her birthday was earlier in the week, so she kind of got gypped out of her birthday because she was trying to do so much for mine. Uh, a lot of friends brought various food. Josh and Rebecca know I'm a big barbecue kind of guy. Who just spilled beer all over my shirt? I'm a big barbecue kind of guy. So, excuse me. He did this thing called pulled ham. That's very interesting. I really liked it. We also did two different kinds of pork belly burnt ends, and though, oh my gosh, they were just wonderful. My wife made this Jello. The theme was kind of, since I was born in 1965, 60s kind of food, 60s, 70s kind of thing, other than the barbecue. She made this interesting Jello that stuff was very popular. Then I didn't try it, be honest with you. I did make sure I eat some of the birthday. I know I needed some protein before I got going. We hadn't ate since breakfast, so I know I need to eat some. So I got my half beer poured, and then I ate right away. And then all of a sudden, the whiskey just started being poured, and we kind of lost track after that. But I have some very good friends that brought some stuff. Again, Anna Levi, Tyler, Brian, Jason. We all know I like my whiskey, so they like the whiskey as much as I do. So that was a lot of fun. And I don't really, I rarely get the opportunity to share, and so it was nice too to be able to. Let's just open it up. Are you sure, Tom? Oh yeah, it was nice. But I do need to sit down with some of this stuff and really have all three of those neat, get a baseline on them. I do drink whiskey primarily neat every once in a while rocks, but I've really been getting into cocktails lately. So I've been doing for me it's a classic Manhattan. Sometimes it's an old fashioned. But I like to do the classic Manhattan or then kind of derivatives of kind of take this out, that out. Sometimes I take the sweet vermouth out and try it with other things. I've also enjoyed using a port in place of the sweet vermouth or even sherry. I have done upon occasion too, but I've also been using some liqueurs here and there. I recently picked up the Luxardo cherry liqueur. I did a version yesterday with that, but now I've got all these different bitters. I really want to take it even a little further. Oh gosh, that's good. So I was debating originally. I wanted to do a cocktail in front of you using one of these, but then I also have all this whiskey I should drink neat as well. So I'm kind of at a torn. I may wait on the cocktail, do a separate video with the cocktail so I get a proper picture of it first. So bear with me. I'm going to jump up for a second. I'm going to grab a glass to pour some of this whiskey into. Anyway, sorry that took so long. I was missing a glass. But remember what the hell I did with it? The Glen I got yesterday was in. I tried it in the kitchen, but I wasn't located. I'm going to pour me just a little bit of this Weller. Thought I better measure. We're going to pour just a short pour. I want to have a little taste. I've had this before, but it's been a while. I drank some last night, obviously, but there was a lot of other things going on. So, anyway, the original wheat of bourbon. I know that one was from Brian. Oh, I bet I said it right there, actually. Top of it. I think that's it. Yeah, I think. Uh, sorry for all that. I know we do a professional video here. We're on a pro show. Oh yeah, yeah. I really want to make some cocktails, at least one anyway, with that new stuff. But I thought, well, let's just have a little bit of these whiskeys neat. Did probably about 3/4 ounce there. Oh, thank you, dear. My production assistant is the best. Anyway, I tell folks she's the brains, I'm the talent. Such as it is. She's management, I'm talent. Anyway, Sláinte. Oh gosh, this is nice. I forgot how much I like this. I will be honest. I mean, I've had this conversation before, so I'm not. This isn't a new revelation, but I do prefer a traditional bourbon that uses rye. I know wheateds are very popular these days, and I really enjoy a high rye bourbon. But this one is just so exquisite, and it's a nice change of pace because almost all the bourbons I have are are either traditional or high rye. So having a nice wheated on hand is very nice. A little softer, a little sweeter. That's what that wheat does. It kind of softens the body, whereas that rye adds that spice to balance the sweetness of the corn. Here, the wheat kind of softens the body, and they do tend to be just a little bit sweeter than a traditional bourbon, which is why a lot of folks like them. But this is very nice, yeah. This whiskey probably should be drank solely neat, but I'll probably do a little bit of experimentation with it. But it will get drank mostly neat. I would love an opportunity to share more with some friends, though. because that was nice too, being able just to open it and say, "Hey guys, just have some." I was letting them even pour their own on it. It was just nice to be able to do that. Uh, Gosh, that's nice. A little bit sweet up front. I get hints of course, the usual suspects, right? You're going to feel a certain amount of vanilla and oak. This one really imparts a nice amount of vanilla, almost like this vanilla cream-like note. You might feel some brown sugar because I feel like I'm getting some molasses in there. Um, Fruit notes. It's interesting. I feel like because typically you get dark fruit notes. You might find raisin, date, and or fig, even overripe plum occasionally. But here I was feeling more stone fruit or more apricots in the middle than I was plum. A little lighter, a little brighter. Let's just say being weeded. All right, I want to pour a little bit of this one as well. What did I My nose, there's something, got the windows open, there's some stuff going on. Yeah, my nose started running, my allergies are flaring up, and I just realized I forgot to take my allergy medicine this morning as my nose starts to run. And if your nose runs and your feet smell, you're built upside down, man. Anyways, that's an old. Anyway, wise man. I actually hadn't had this one before. In all honesty, from Kentucky Al. It's a 90.8 proof whiskey. Drank some last night, but again, like I said, there was a lot going on. Oh shit! Go get some in there. I'll do another video for a cocktail. As I don't typically do video on Sunday because I work the next day, but we'll make an exception because, like I said, I just didn't get around yesterday to do video. There was just too much going on, and I was having too much fun talking to my friends. Even think about getting getting the camera out. I didn't even take pictures. Other friends did. I was just, I was trying to mingle. Some folks showed up that I wasn't expecting, and that was very nice. My sister came from Lake of the Ozarks. My sister, niece, and her husband came down. Um, and my brother, uh, I should say that my brother rarely drinks, and my sister doesn't really drink that much either. It was really nice to see them. And I just had friends from various places show up that I just hadn't really thought about, to be honest with you. But most of the folks, in all honesty, I know from the craft beer community. Of course, Hefe, everybody knows Hefe. Brian knows everybody in Springfield, no matter what they do. Uh, of course, all the friends from Banter, but the folks from other places showed up. Spencer came by. Mike. Just folks. It was really amazing. I was kind of overwhelmed, to be honest with you. Because I told my wife once we decided to do the party that my big fear is that nobody will show up. I'll be there in a room of 10 people, and most of them will be. But I was rather overwhelmed, yes. Oh, that's really good. What did I do with the bottle here? Don't think they give me the mash bill, unfortunately. Most don't, but everyone, some do, and I really like when they do. That way, I got an idea what I'm drinking. May have to look this one up because I am curious. Let me set this down for a second. I'll pick up my other device and try to do some quick research here. right in front of you. I've already been going on for 25 minutes, so I probably need to wrap this up. But sometimes I get a little meandering. I know. We know, Tom. We know. Anyways, yeah, I've seen this whiskey around, but I don't remember ever trying it. So when they gave it to me, I said, "Oh, that's very nice." So, and I did enjoy being able to open it with them and share some with them. That was a lot of fun for me. The first thing you discover is a sweet caramel aroma followed by warming allspice. Yes, that's funny they say allspice. I hadn't looked this up before, but usually folks mention cinnamon. And a lot of these whiskeys, this one in particular, that was one of the first thing I noticed was allspice more so than cinnamon. So I'm glad they say that here. Mildly silky liquid crosses the tongue. The allspice remains for a longer caramel finish, and yet it does, but they don't tell me. Darn it. I was hoping they'd give me the mash bill, but they do not. See if I could find it. So this one, it says, is a blend of four different Kentucky straight bourbons selected for their unique flavor profiles. Specific mash bills of these four bourbons are not publicly disclosed, but are known to be a combination of wheated and high rye. Okay, that's what was throwing me off. In all honesty, is that there were elements that felt like wheated. I was gonna say it felt like a traditional because I was getting some. I felt like I was definitely picking up some rye, but then it's got that softer wheated bourbon like body. That was kind of throwing me off. Now knowing that, okay, all right, now I'm good. Everything's fine now. Using my old Jack Daniels glass here, one of my dad's old glasses. This glass has got to be a minimum of 50 years old. Might even be older than that. Who knows? But Dad had a bunch of the glasses at one time. I ended up with some of them. I think some of them just got lost and broke over the years, but I still got a couple. It is rather approachable whiskey at that proof. Very easy to drink. And again, I mean, obviously a whiskey probably best drank neat, but because of this flavor profile, I am tempted to try some cocktails with it. Although I am again having tasted it just now, I'm thinking more. Typically, I tend to gravitate more towards a Manhattan, but I'm really thinking more of an old fashioned with this. I have talked for a long time and I apologize. I don't typically like to run more than 30 minutes, although this video is going to, but if I want to have just a little bit of that third whiskey with you. If I can, I'll do with my glass. My wife gave me the glass, brought it over here. Oh, there it is. Put it right there. I forgot what to do with it, man. So this is the Teeling. It was nice to get an Irish amongst all that bourbon. We did drink quite a bit of it last night. I didn't realize how much we drank. Folks were going for that Irish last night. Probably because it was the only Irish of the bunch. Give you a little bit of change from all that bourbon, but I am going to pour some in here. Healing whiskey, small batch Irish whiskey. This one comes in at 92 proof. There was a time, in all honesty, I drank because I grew up a bourbon drinker, but then I found Irish whiskey in my early 30s as well as Scotch, but I really gravitated more towards the Irish, sometimes referred to as the smooth, sweeter one between the two. I really loved the subtleness of the Irish. Like, so you had to really kind of pay attention to get those notes. Uh, some say they're not as complex, but quite frankly, I could not disagree more. I think that's it. They are more complex, but you've really got to think about it. You got to search for those notes. It is a more subtle animal. That's why you got to kind of relax. This is very nice, man. That's why I wanted to use the Glencairn here specifically for the Irish. I believe Tyler gave me this one, so thank you, man. It was really good to see you. So Tyler and I used to work together a few years back. He was always a good kid, respected his elders. I mean, he was a little farther up the food chain than I was, but he wasn't my boss per se. Just in a kind of a different realm. But he was a good kid. Always respected my opinion. Always treated an old man with respect. Oh my gosh, delicious. So what's interesting about Irish is the sweetness comes to you in a little bit of a different way than say bourbon does. Whereas bourbon, you tend to feel a lot of brown sugar, molasses, maple. Irish tends to give you again a more subtle sweetness. Like you get this honey heather like note. With some, you get a light smokiness, like this one imparts, and just subtle. Subtle. I keep using that word over and over again, but yeah. So the sweetness is there, but it's more subtle. The oak is there, but it's more subtle. The spice is there, but it's more subtle. You just get that, just kind of comes at you just lightly, and comes to a crescendo. It's gorgeous. Anyways, I apologize for running extremely long for this video. I will probably come back and do one more though, because I really want to do a on the spot cocktail with you. So I'm dying to try these bitters. I really am. But I also some stuff I didn't get for my birthday. I do have some other ingredients. I'm dying to try it a different way as well. So, anyways, I digress. I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and I'm also Tom, the Beer Whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and all right, good guys. Sláinte, thanks for tuning in.